The Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra is expected to be a fantastic device. However, if you are not among these 10% of people, you may not need to spend that much money. Let me tell you why. So, if we further divide this 10% group into two, the first 5% are extreme Ultra fans. They do not mind spending money on the latest phone, regardless of the upgrades or features. Their main motivation is to show off to their friends and family that they have the most expensive and cutting-edge mobile device available. The remaining 5% are camera enthusiasts, those who spend money but also put it to good use. Despite the fact that the camera resolution of the S24 series is similar to that of the S23 series on paper, these people are aware of the differences. If you are not a professional photographer or a camera enthusiast, a 200MP main camera may not be necessary. Because higher camera resolutions result in larger file sizes, the default picture resolution for all three is 24 megapixels. So by default, you won't see a huge difference in photos unless you use custom settings for different occasions. According to the specs, the S24 Ultra has a 100x space zoom. Meanwhile, both the S24 Plus and S24 have a dual telephoto setup with 30x space zoom. Comparing the displays, the S24 Ultra and S24 Plus have nearly identical screen sizes, both with QHD Plus dynamic AMOLED displays. In terms of brightness, all three phones outperform the S23 series, offering a brighter display with a peak brightness of 2600 nits versus the S23's 1200 nits. And if you get similar performance across all three variants, is it really necessary to spend more? According to the leaked spec sheet, all three phones will be powered by a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 system on chip, though this may only apply to the American versions of the Galaxy S24 series. Another rumor suggests that Samsung will use Exynos 2400 silicon in the S24 and S24 Plus models released in other parts of the world. The Ultra and Plus models in the S24 series will start with 256 GB of storage, while the standard S24 will start with 128 GB. According to rumors, the S24 Ultra and S24 Plus will have 12 GB of RAM, while the S24 will only have 8 GB. In terms of durability, the Galaxy S24 Ultra appears to be significantly different from its predecessor. The phone is expected to have a titanium frame. The Galaxy S24 and S24 Plus, on the other hand, will have an armored aluminum frame, which will increase durability against drops and scratches. The batteries in the Galaxy S24 and Galaxy S24 Plus will be larger than those in their predecessors, with capacities of 4000 mAh and 4900 mAh, respectively. Meanwhile, the Galaxy S24 Ultra is expected to retain the same 5000 mAh battery as its predecessor. Again, there is not a significant difference in battery size between the S24 Plus and S24 Ultra. So in my opinion, if you're among the 90% looking for a powerful phone that doesn't drain your wallet, the S24 Plus is a great choice. It maintains a sleek profile without compromising on specs, standing just a step behind the Ultra model. And if the leaked spec sheet disappoints you, keep in mind that Samsung is investing heavily in generative AI with the S24 series. I have covered these in previous videos, which you can find here. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next one. This is Techtics, signing off.